Day 4, and I'm getting ready to load up and get on the road. It looks like a long travel day. It says 5.5 hours, but time we stop and do this, do that, it'll probably be closer to 6, could even stretch out to 6.5. And we normally don't do that. We usually try to hit about 4 hours a day, just because we can. Back when we were working all the time, you had to zoom and travel 8-10 hour days. But we're very fortunate that we can do that. One thing I wanted to point out, if you ever got a long travel day ahead or getting up early and rolling, is if you notice, we've already got the rug, the chair, every little thing off the front of the rig put up. We did that last night. And I went ahead and dumped the gray tank. I dumped the black tank last night, rinsed it out real good a couple of times, and made sure it was done. That way it's out of the way. That's what takes the longest for our sewer. Emptied the gray last night also, but we took some showers, so I've got it emptying out right now. So we should be able to get on the road real quick. I got to put up the sewer and the satellite, and that's about it.
So we have hit another state where we are narrowing this thing down, getting more and more. This trip that we're on now is going to be epic, and we're going to mark off all of these up here, including Alaska. But right now, Missouri is the state. Somehow or another, it's kind of like South Carolina, and we have totally missed it, but we have now stated, and we now have the right to color it in. Our rules for coloring in as a state is that we have to stay there and do something in the state. So we didn't do a whole lot, but we did a little bit. So, and we've done things in Missouri before. We've been to the Arch. If you've watched that video, we've done a lot of things there, but we never actually slept in Missouri. So now we have completed that, and we are going to color it in. So what's your rules for being able to color in on your map? Everybody's rules are different, which really cracks me up, but we're all individuals, right? So let me know what your rules are, and I'm going to color my state in. Since the winds were so bad and we had to change our plans, we made it to Nemaha, Nebraska. We found a Passport America campground here called Are You Lost? And I can see why that's the name of it. The little town that surrounds it is just almost non-existent. If you're there, try to get out at nighttime and enjoy the lights.
Our plans are to go to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and then over to Wall Drugs and see the Badlands in Wall, South Dakota.
Okay, help me find the section.
Videoing it, but I'm telling you, we probably need to pull off, y'all, when we get to the next exit, I think. What do you all think?
We completely agree. The wind gusts have not swerved.
Have you ever driven a motorhome in 33 miles per hour wind? Whew, it's not fun. Blows you all over the place. RV plans are made to change, and that's the situation we're in today. We were scheduled to be heading to Sioux Falls, South Dakota this morning, then over to Wall, South Dakota to see the Badlands and Wall Drugs. And plans have changed. Storms are coming through the Dakotas.
Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 5 p.m. for the following counties in South Dakota: Lincoln and Turner.
Going to be major tornadoes, going to be winds, storms, rain, all kind of issues. What we did is used RV weather, and what RV weather does is after you put in your destination and all the information about your rig, it takes you around storms. So instead of taking Interstate 90, what RV weather had us do is go down Interstate 80. So we had to cancel plans in Sioux Falls, we had to cancel plans in Wall, South Dakota, and we're going down 90 through Nebraska. Then we'll pick up and make it to Wind Cave on time for this weekend. So it has been a rough storm, but Lynn said we're gonna have a long lunch here. We're stopping. The winds are at 30 miles per hour. It looks like in about an hour they jump back down to low 20s, so that's a little bit more manageable, probably on the high end that we should be in the rig. But we're gonna take a break and try to grab some lunch, maybe sit here an hour and a half, and get back on the road when the winds have calmed down just a little bit. Lynn was driving. How was the wind?
Not a fan of driving in all that wind. It was not fun. And the wind part itself was not all that bad. It's the gust that come along that really blow you off the road.
When they're sustained at 33, guess what? The wind gusts are probably 45, 55 miles per hour. So we started feeling it pretty bad. And dust, we'll show you some video. Dust was just coming all across the interstate where you couldn't see. So we'll get back on track and keep our plans for Wind Cave and make it to meet other friends. We do want to mention we met up with our friends Jerry and Debbie from McNeil's on Wheels, and they're traveling with us. They pulled over with us. They're right behind us, and we'll be meeting 2 other couples as we cross into Canada. So we're not changing our plans for Alaska, just for our way out there.
And we're gonna have a really good lunch of taco salad. Okay, so we had a very long travel day. The wind was so bad, you know, we talked about it earlier. The wind was so bad, we actually pulled over and stopped for like an hour and a half.
We did. And look at her hair. She redid hers. I
Took it
did.
out. Oh, my hair was just really easy. I just braided it. It's super easy. But anyways, we decided we weren't cooking tonight. So Debbie found a diner called Penny's Diner, and we're gonna head over there and grab some dinner. We're staying at the local church in their parking lot, and stay there tonight, get up in the morning, and go the rest of the way.
But the story is, me and Jerry suggested taking the women out to eat, trying to be gentlemen.
Oh, how nice.
No, I just want something good to eat.
I don't remember that. Wind is still blowing. And look at this cute diner. It actually looks like something out of a space age type diner. Yeah, let's see what's on the inside. 24 hours a day. Oh, they have ice cream.
They do.
Shall we enter? Let's go. Oh, this is really cool.
Hi guys, how are you?
Look at this. Danny, this is a Waffle House style down diner. This is really cool.
They have the stove lid.
Let's sit here in the booth. So we just noticed our guys match.
2 days in a row.
2 days in a row, they match on their clothes. Totally unintentional. She didn't dress him, and
She keeps laying out the shirt for me.
yeah. In case we've not introduced them yet, this is Jerry and Debbie. They are McNeil's on Wheels. If you check them out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. So, and we're waiting on our food. All 4 of us got burgers. So I always get excited when our food comes and I forget to film it. So today I'm going to show you what we got. Debbie got
Swiss patty melt.
Jerry got
I got 2.
The Western burger.
the Western burger.
Frisco burger.
And I got the regular hamburger with onion rings. It all looks really yummy. So far, it seems to be a big hit. A very rough couple of days traveling.
This wind, we're behind a wall.
Oh
We're
my
still
gosh.
getting wind.
Yeah, behind a wall and still getting wind. It has been absolutely insane. But we have found something here. I'm an avid reader, or I guess listener to books. And one of my books talked about the chimney top.
Chimney Rocks.
Chimney Rocks. You want to tell what it is?
It's a historical marker that people use on the Oregon Trail to the California Trail and the Mormon Trail. They would see this. We're going to show you. We're going to walk out in the wind, so we won't talk.
Yeah.
So
you won't be able to hear us when we get in this
But
wind.
we want to show you this. It's pretty cool. It's about 300, about a football field above the ground, and it's almost like a pyramid with an antenna on top of it. So, but made out of rock. So
Yeah.
you can see why they use it as a historical marker to make sure they're going the right way. And have you ever? Let me ask you a question. It seems to be one in every group, but Lynn said, let's go back here. We've never been back here, but luckily, there's a big enough parking lot to turn around. I said, we don't even know if we're going to be able to turn around. But is there anybody in your life that kind of takes the rig off?
Off the side roads,
Off the
done
side
the
road.
unbeaten paths.
Yeah.
You know, we're explorers. We got to explore, right?
Worst we have to do is unhook, right? But no,
Right.
we don't have to now, so we
Yeah.
found a good parking lot.
We found a good parking
So
lot.
you can bring your rig back here.
Yeah. So we're going to see what it looks like. And then we're going to head on to our
I think
next
the wind's slowing
destination
down.
and fight the wind.
hear me. It's about a 3.5 mile hike back to the Chimney Rock, but we're not going to do it. We need to get where we need to get.
At the end of day 6, we made it to Lusk, Wyoming, to a small self-serve campground called Lone Pine. It was a great stay for a night, and we had traveled a total of 266 miles for this day.
After 2 days of driving through high winds, 25, 30 miles per hour, today it goes back to normal. 10 miles per hour, 8 miles per hour, so it should be a lot smoother sailing. We stayed last night at the Lone Pine campground. It's a self-serve campground. You pay online, you check yourself in basically, but it was a place to stop overnight, get full hookups, and get back on the road. Today we're heading to Wind Cave National Park. The sad news is that when we looked earlier, it was said that the cave elevator would have been open by now. They're having difficulties and it's still closed, so we probably won't be able to go down the caves. Well, still, if you've ever been to Wind Cave, there's 2 areas to explore. One's down below in the caves, but they've got the prairies up top with the buffaloes, bisons, and all the wildlife up there, so there's tons of hiking. So we're gonna get that in and then carry on there. We'll get that one marked off our checklist of national parks.
We left Lusk, Wyoming this morning, and we're headed to Hot Springs, South Dakota.
And in Hot Springs, South Dakota is Wind Cave National Park. So it's one of the national parks that's on our list we have not been to. So we're looking forward to going there. Cannot wait to show you some of the scenery that we're going to see on the way through Wyoming into South Dakota. It has been beautiful.
The drive has just been, if you're ever out this way, come the same route we went. I don't know what this is, but Danny will let you know. I'm
U.S.
sure.
Highway 85. But if you see the mountains, we'll show you the backgrounds that we're heading towards and the plains. We're excited. You ever wonder if you're going to the right place? We see the Allen Ranch campground sign right behind me. But as we drove in, we saw those cattle crossings and a hill going down. Looked like with trees, but the more we look at it, I think we're in the right spot. It's supposed to be a self-serve campground. We're going to unhook and explore before we go too much farther.
The guys are very concerned about the tree limbs hitting the rig, and they have gone over there and cut them off. They have politely trimmed these people's trees, so they do not hit our rigs as we drive down and scratch us all to pieces.
Ever since you came into my life, it felt so good, it felt so right. You bring the sun on cloudy days, all the birds sing your praise. Do, 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 do. It's your face, your laugh, the way you hear music and the way you dance, but it's your soul that sings to me.
Is it me, or do these sandstone buildings just give you a Western vibe? They're pretty darn cool, y'all. Check them out.
After 6 or 7 days, we have finally got our ice cream we have been waiting on.
You know, I threatened to have ice cream the very first morning when we were at the Strawberry and Berry World, and I didn't. So all this time later, he's finally taken me for ice cream. So we did not know there was a national cemetery here in Hot Springs. We were just kind of wandering around the town and happened upon it. And it's very sad all these people died for our country. Sad that they had to, but great that they were willing to. Wind Cave National Park is very obviously known for its underground world, but it also hosts an amazing amount of animals around the park.
A buffalo licked my fender.
I'm offended.
Okay. That's all, folks.
She can't top that one.
I can't top that one. So we started out at Wind Cave National Park. However, now this is my thoughts on Wind Cave. We went online, and when we got online, they said they were closed down, not doing any tours because they had some repairs to do in the cave. We get there, and once we got there, they said the cave was open for tours, but they were sold out for the day, and today's the only day we had to be there, right?
Right.
So we went on and we drove through and kind of looked around a little bit, saw some buffalo, and then north of Wind Cave, you can come into Custer State Park. Now, if you haven't been to Custer's, it's one of my favorite places, my favorite all-time state park. So today we visited Wind Cave National Park. It is one of the oldest national parks that there is. We kind of had some misinformation because if you look online at the National Park Service where you go to reserve your tours, it says there are that they don't have any tours available right now. Let's see, today is May the 18th. So they said there were no tours available, so we didn't go ahead and make reservations because we were not allowed. And then when we get over there to where you can actually take the tours were open. They opened them last week, but it was not changed on the National Park Service website. And therefore, all the ones they had open today were filled. So we went to Wind Cave and did not tour a cave. It happens sometimes. It's no big deal. We actually spent time driving around the park and exploring. We saw lots of buffalo. We saw we saw my friend Debbie. She saw one coyote. We saw, what was the name of the animals that we kept seeing?
They were a form of antelope.
Antelope, a form of antelope. I'm sure Danny will put some quick little pictures in here for you to see. But it's a cool national park. There are lots and lots of trails that you can go on. But we had really bad weather today. It was off and on rain all day long. And it's also colder than normal for this time of year. With that combined with the rain, we decided not to do any of the trails. We just kind of drove and looked and searched. Now, cool thing about Wind Cave, just to the north of Wind Cave is Custer State Park. Now, if you haven't been to Custer, that is one of my favorite state parks ever. There is so much to see and do, including driving through tunnels that are just super duper skinny. So we ended up there and driving around in Custer a little bit, seeing some more buffalo, bison, whatever you choose to call them. And you can really do a lot in this small area because of the way they're connected. So Daniel will show you some pictures.
And I will point out, the great thing is that Wind Cave National Park is considered two parks. One down below with the caves, and not everyone wants to go in caves. Not everyone wants to pay the extra for tours. And that's what it's a great thing to have is above ground. It's the prairies. the all the wild animals, and it was just such a beautiful place. So we do encourage you, whether you can get down below, get that reservation early for those tours, or I should say and explore above ground so you can see the prairies of South Dakota.
Be sure to join us next week as we explore Gillette, Wyoming, and do our last prep for Alaska before we cross the border into Canada. So while I'm thinking about it, take a quick minute and hit the subscribe button, the like, and the notification bell. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps us out with YouTube. They promote our videos more. The more people like them and subscribe to us, the more they'll push them out, and the more it helps us. Until next time, God bless and many safe travels.
And go RV, America.